Alright, so I'm making this video off of like 4 hours of sleep. I'm exhausted. This is for anybody who is the black sheep of their family and their family is full of narcissistic, abusive, inconsiderate, committed to misunderstanding you individuals. I've dealt with that all my life, and it's still ongoing, man. Like it never changes. These people never change. Don't expect them to change. They're not. They'll change just the tiniest infinitesimal amount, and like the most minuscule amount you could think of, and then they'll make you think that they're trying to change. You can see through it, man. You can see they're not changing. They're gonna keep doing it. They're gonna keep verbally abusing you. They're gonna keep downplaying your accomplishments. They're gonna keep telling you that you don't matter. That's their goal. They want to see you in pain. They want to see you hurting. They don't want to see you happy. You know, like, some of my family members told me that I'm better off dead. I should be in a mental institution. I should have died when I should have died and never came back from my overdose. They're telling me that I'm useless, that I'm never gonna go anywhere in life. Telling me that I don't matter, telling me that I don't know how to do anything correctly. It's all projections, telling me I'm lazy. But yet, the lazy one can go out and run 8 miles every other day. The lazy one can lift weights in the morning for an hour, hour and a half, and then go and work Muay Thai technique for an hour later on in the day. The lazy one is gonna do an hour of technique, training martial arts, kickboxing, Muay Thai, and then hitting pads for Muay Thai. And then later on in the night, go and run an additional 3 miles. And then also make content on top of that. Content that's trying to help people, right? Trying to help people and guide them through their recovery and let them know that they're not alone. It's hilarious to me, man. I'm inconsiderate for trying to help people and trying to help save people's lives, especially people that are affected by narcissistic family members that are trying to just see them in pain. Since I decided to get clean and sober, some of these family members have been continuously doing that, nitpicking me and upset that I'm not helping them, casting their projections onto me, when really, like, I don't owe you a damn thing. If you're gonna sit here and insult me all the time and, tell me that my life doesn't matter, what in your rabbit ass mind makes you think that I owe you any type of help? Only a crazy individual who is insane, a psychopath, somebody who has way more screws loose than somebody who's gonna compete in Muay Thai would say something like that, right? Like, not once in my life have I ever told somebody that their life doesn't matter and that they don't deserve to live. Because I feel like everybody should have a shot at life. And for somebody to claim that they love you and that they care about you and, oh, we have the same blood running in our veins, so we need to stick together. And then they go around and do all that other, the name calling, the petty arguments, the eating all the food in the house and leaving you this much of coffee, the blocking in your car so that, and not moving it when you ask them to over 100 times, when they know that you run a tight-knit schedule, you run a really tight ship, and you do this thing continuously every single day, and they're doing it just so you're late or you miss what you have to go to do. You miss your appointment. You're late to work. You're late to the important meeting, right? These are all things that I've experienced over the past almost 3 years since I've gotten clean. I know I'm not the only one who's experiencing it. Man, that car was close to me. I know I'm not the only one experiencing it. I know that there's other people out there that are probably experiencing all of this and a lot more worse things. There's people who are getting abused mentally and physically. And, that's happened to me too. I've had various different items thrown at me, swung at me. It's the physical abuse is there too. These people are so miserable with their lives, and they're so jealous of the light that some of us try to bring into the world, rather than sitting down, looking at themselves, assessing what's wrong, trying to fix it, at least attempting to try to fix it, right? You don't have to, as long as you're attempting to try to fix it, it's going to get fixed eventually. Not even doing that. You're going to sit there and judge somebody who's actually going and actively making a change in their lives for the better. It's absurd. It's complete absurdity. Why would you sit here being miserable and trying to make somebody else be miserable and drag somebody down with this crabs in a bucket mentality just because somebody else is doing something that you're jealous of? Like, everybody has this capability, dude. Everybody is able to change the way that they live. Everybody is able to change their life, to make different decisions, to go on a diet. Everybody is able to go outside for a walk, and that causes the effect that you want to start losing weight and change your life, change your appearance. You won't be so miserable with yourself. You won't hate your life. You'll get the active, the feeling good chemicals. You have to excuse me, I'm a little low on sleep, so my mind is a little, everybody can do it, man. And these people just want to sit around and blame you for all their problems when you have nothing to do with it. Casting projections on you, blaming their mental health struggles on you when you're not even doing anything, right? And there's not really much you can do to combat the situation, especially if you're in a place where you're not able to just pack up and leave. You just gotta kind of persevere through it and know that they're casting projections and know that they're preying on your downfall. And you just gotta kind of make peace with that. They're not gonna really go anywhere in their lives, and you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with setting yourself apart from these individuals and cutting them out of your life so that they're not constantly dragging you down. It's a battle. It's a complete war, and you just got to persevere and push through it. But it's definitely intriguing, to say the least, because I will never understand why somebody acts that way, or why somebody has so much hatred in their heart for somebody that they're supposed to love, or that they're claiming to love. And it just makes zero sense to me at all. I can't understand why somebody would do that, especially if they haven't done anything wrong to you. Makes zero sense. But yeah, that's just I just wanted to speak about that and put that out there. If you're struggling, you're not alone. You know, there's a lot of us out here that are struggling with this, and hopefully you find a community of people that could help you with that. And if you haven't, you can stick around in my community. I make martial arts videos and recovery content and things like that. But yeah, that's all I got for this.